Yesterday, an article appeared in the Journal of Clinical Investigation. It cited a new drug that supposedly can help reduce the symptoms of type 1 diabetes. It's called hymecromone. Hymecromone. It's been around for a while in Europe as a treatment for gallstones and gallbladder issues. Now, according to scientists from Stanford University, the drug hymecromone may help slow down the progression of type 1 diabetes. These days, doctors will tell you there's 3 types of diabetes. Type 2 is the most common. We used to call that adult onset diabetes. These days we just call it type 2 diabetes because you don't have to be an adult to get it. This is the most common type of diabetes. It's when insulin or blood sugar control insulin just doesn't do the blood sugar control work it's supposed to be doing, and blood sugar levels stay consistently high because sugar is so damaging and explosive. Think marshmallows in a fire. Think sugar burn. Think fire accelerant. These are all things that sugar can do. Because of the explosive nature of sugar, obviously this can be a problem, especially for the circulatory system. Sugar equals explosiveness. In a Molotov cocktail, which is a kind of homemade explosive weapon, you have the classic example of how sugar can cause explosions. And a Molotov cocktail is a flammable liquid that's placed in a glass bottle, and plain old sugar, the kind that's in your Pop-Tarts or baked potato or sliced bread or a packet that you put in your coffee, is taped to the side of the bottle along with some kind of acid. When the bottle is broken, the sugar and the acid and the flammable liquid inside the bottle all react. The sugar creates a super hot flame and ignites the liquid, and boom, you've got yourself a Molotov cocktail. Well, the same kind of flammability occurs in your body when glucose meets acid in the blood, and you end up with a kind of biological flammability. We call that inflammation. Flame, inflammation. This leads to all kinds of damage and pretty much any health issue you can name, including macular degeneration, glaucoma, neuropathies, autoimmunity, heart disease, cancer. All of these can be related to excesses in sugar in the blood, excessive blood sugar. Type 3 diabetes is when the blood sugar problems affect the brain, especially our intelligence center, our rational center in the front of the brain. We call that type 3 diabetes, or Alzheimer's disease. Yes, Alzheimer's disease is now thought to be an example of diabetes. Type 3 diabetes, they call it. Type 1 diabetes, as opposed to type 2 and 3, is an autoimmune disease. As most of you guys know, an autoimmune issue involves the body attacking itself. And while your doctor may tell you that autoimmunity is a great mystery, and while drug companies are searching for the next billion-dollar blockbuster drug to make it go away, or perhaps to prevent autoimmune diseases from occurring, that's never going to be possible. The fact of the matter is if you know a little biochemistry, you don't even need to know a lot of it, you know that because the immune system, the defense system, is largely located in the digestive tract, autoimmunity is always going to be preceded by problem foods and or problems digesting them. In other words, autoimmunity is a type of digestive condition. First and foremost, it involves leaks in the intestine that allow undigested food particles, particularly protein particles, to get into the blood. And this breakdown in the digestive system and the subsequent autoimmunity that shows up is directly caused by a condition called leaky gut syndrome. That's when you get holes in the gut and stuff gets through, food literally, gets through into your blood through this leaky gut. When foods aren't broken down, proteins especially, and the intestine's been weakened by poor nutrition, perhaps related to dysbiosis as well, that is messed up gut bacteria. These incompletely digested substances get into the circulation, i.e. the blood, and you're off to the disease races. In this way, autoimmune disease is caused by foods and incompletely digested food particles that get into the blood. Remember, the blood is the holy and sacred space. Nothing is supposed to get in there. Blood constituents are tightly regulated, and one of the first things that happens when something gets into the blood through the digestive system is an immune response is initiated. The body will attack that problem food. Well, it turns out that our organs and our glands and our body, at least from a molecular standpoint, look like food. And so these attacks on these incompletely digested proteins, these incompletely digested food particles, can cross-react with parts of our body, and bingo, you got yourself an autoimmune disease. I know I've talked about this ad infinitum over and over and over again, but it just bears repeating. We got so many issues, so many problems with autoimmunity. Some 40 or 50 million Americans are dealing with autoimmune problems. 1 out of 6 people has an autoimmune disease in this country. That's crazy. That's why it's so important to recognize that you don't need a drug. You don't need hymecromone for your autoimmune diseases. You don't need hymecromone for your type 1 diabetes. There's nothing the medical model can do for autoimmunity or type 1 diabetes, but it doesn't matter because these are all issues. All our autoimmune issues are things that we can take care of ourselves, especially once you understand this food mechanism and this digestive system mechanism. Work on the gut, eliminate problem foods, and make sure you're using your Mighty 90 essential nutrients as well as your Biolumin Nightly Essence, Fucoid Z, Ultimate Enzymes after all your meals. It wouldn't hurt you to throw in the glucogel capsules, which can strengthen up the digestive lining. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben Fuchs. You're listening to the Dead Doctors Don't Lie radio program. 831-685-1080 is our priority line number. 888-379-2552. Toll free, got lines open for you. We'll take a break and come back with more good health information right after this. Don't go away.
Do certain foods cause you to bloat or experience gas? Do you wake up in the middle of the night with heartburn? Are you forced to sleep on piles and piles of pillows to cut down on heartburn? Have you been diagnosed with acid reflux or gastroesophageal reflux disease? If any of these describes you, then you've got digestive problems. I was awakened with heartburn almost every night for over 20 years. Then I heard Dr. Wallach and realized all of the antacids I'd been using were actually part of the problem. My stomach acid wasn't too strong, it wasn't strong enough. So I started taking the Ultimate Enzymes from Longevity. Now all of the heartburn, belching, and bloating are gone, and I can sleep through the night without piling on the pillows. And I'm back to eating the spicy foods I love. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Longevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
Virtually every sector of the economy has slowed to a snail's pace. Huge publicly traded companies are laying off thousands of employees. Believe it or not, even the government is letting people go. However, one business industry is thriving, and that's healthcare. Pharmaceutical and health insurance companies are posting record profits in a near-depression economy. Americans are sicker than ever, and those companies are profiting like never before. You too can get involved in healthcare for just a one-time sign-up fee. Longevity is building an army of associates dedicated to saving America. Dr. Joel Wallach has educated thousands of people on the concept of do-it-yourself healthcare. With a little education, much of what is done in a doctor's office can be done simply and safely at home. Join Longevity and help save America. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Longevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
Imagine a rich, decadent chocolate that's actually good for you. Longevity's Triple Treat chocolate is just that, an antioxidant-rich dark chocolate complete with probiotics to aid in proper digestion. This all-natural product contains no preservatives, and for those with dietary restrictions, it's gluten-free, dairy-free, glycemic-friendly, and kosher certified. Not only does Triple Treat dark chocolate taste fantastic, it contains super antioxidant blueberries to absorb free radicals with an ORAC value of 16,936 per piece. Triple Treat chocolate also contains a proprietary blend of probiotics with over 500 million live healthy bacteria per 8 grams at the time of manufacture, with 80% reaching the intestines, which is much more than most live culture yogurts. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Longevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
With increasing rates of osteoporosis, it's becoming more and more evident that most Americans have low blood levels of calcium. Some would say,
I get all the calcium I need from dairy products.
Unfortunately, that's just not true. Besides, most dairy products are homogenized and can contain steroids and antibiotics that kill off good bacteria in the digestive system. Not to mention, the human body needs magnesium to make use of dietary calcium. That's why Longevity developed OsteoFX Plus, containing bioavailable plant-derived forms of vitamin D3, calcium, magnesium, zinc, copper, and glucosamine sulfate. OsteoFX Plus is formulated to support healthy bones and joints. Not to mention, OsteoFX Plus tastes great, unlike other products that taste like chalk or dirt. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Longevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and Youngevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try Youngevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number, 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463.
All right, we'll be sitting in for the next 45 minutes, as I always do on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program, with my good friend and colleague, Douglas Winfrey. What's cooking, Doug?
Oh, great to have you on, as always.
Thank you.
Got a CNN story here, headlined, Restaurant Report Card Grades on Antibiotics in Meat Supply. This new report is sounding the alarm about the use of antibiotics in meat and poultry in these supply chains for 25 of the largest U.S. fast food and fast casual restaurants. So most top U.S. restaurant chains have no publicly available policy to limit regular use of antibiotics in their meat and poultry supply chains. That is according to a report titled The Chain Reaction by Friends of the Earth, the Natural Resources Defense Council, and 4 other consumer interest, public health, and environmental organizations. They're quoted as saying, when livestock producers administer antibiotics routinely to their flocks and herds, bacteria can develop resistance, thrive, and even spread to our communities, contributing to the larger problem of antibiotic resistance. They go on to say the worsening epidemic of resistance means that antibiotics may not work when we need them most, when our kids contract a staph infection or our parents get a life-threatening pneumonia. And they say, according to the CDC and the World Health Organization, they say they repeatedly warn about the public health threat of antibiotic resistance. They say at least 2 million Americans contract antibiotic-resistant infections every year. About 23,000 will die. And according to a report out from last year with the World Health Organization, they say a post-antibiotic era in which common infections and minor injuries can kill, far from being an apocalyptic fantasy, is instead a very real possibility for the 21st century.
You know what the scariest thing of all is, or the most sickening thing of all is, we knew about this 50 years ago. Actually, yeah. I remember I had a pharmacy.
I've even had friends that had a virus and they still got antibiotics, and it's
right.
like,
or how about acne when they stay on tetracycline for 6 months or 6 years, or
I had friends that did that too. Yeah, so but
over half the antibiotics in the United States are used in animal husbandry and farming. And I remember, I don't know if it's still true today. Maybe you know, Doug. You used to be able to get antibiotics without a prescription from feed stores and from farm supply places. You'd just be able to get them right over.
Oh yeah, my
over
grandfather used to get it at the local feed store all the time. I remember him giving calves shots and things like that. And
we don't really associate the antibiotics that we get through dairy, through eggs, through meat, and through fish, and through poultry with this antibiotic resistance problem. I bet a lot of people do know about antibiotic resistance, but most people think about it as a problem with prescription antibiotics. But this issue of antibiotics in food is a really, really big problem. And you know what else, Doug? This highlights the problem with so-called paleo diets. You know how we say, well, you can just go out and eat meat and you're eating all paleo. Our paleo ancestors didn't have any antibiotics in their meat. Our paleo ancestors didn't eat meat the way we eat meat today. And unfortunately, unless you're hunting, unless you're going out and grabbing your game yourself, I can't say that meat is a really good food. Of course, you can always go organic and you can always go hormone-free. But even then, you don't know for sure because it's tough to isolate animals and it's tough to isolate plants. We live on one big planet, and the water supply is contaminated and the air is contaminated and the soil is contaminated. So you never really know what you're getting, and that's just unfortunate. And you know what? The bottom line, Doug, is you got to be careful what you put in your mouth, and the less you eat, the better off you are. I always say the less you eat, the longer you live, and that's just good food. let alone antibiotic-laden fast food and all the junk that most of us subsist on. The digestive system needs to be respected, you guys. What we put in our mouth matters. And if you want to keep yourself out of the doctor's office, if you don't want to be interacting with the modern medical model, it is so darn important to make sure you're paying attention to your digestive system and the kind of foods you eat. And it's so darn important to get on a good nutritional supplement program, because once you supplement, you'll find that you're not anywhere near as hungry as you would be otherwise. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben, along with Doug Winfrey, sitting in for Dr. Wallach today. 831-685-1080 is our priority line number, 888-379-2552, toll free. We'll take a break and come back with more good health information on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie radio program right after this. So we got some grades going on here. Got a report card for us, Doug?
Yeah, I sure do. Yeah, of the 25 top restaurants that they looked at, only Chipotle and Panera Bread got A's. Yeah, there's only two that in the report that were serving a majority of their meat from animals raised without regular use of antibiotics. Chick-fil-A got a B. They were the first in the quick service restaurant industry to announce a commitment to, quote, no antibiotics ever in their chicken back earlier last year.
I heard they only use Christian chickens, though.
That's true.
Okay.
They've been, baptized and everything. And for the other ones, though, Dunkin' Donuts, McDonald's, they got C's, Subway, Wendy's, Burger King, Denny's, Domino's, and Starbucks all got F's.
Oh, my goodness.
Only getting at least 1 point. CNN reached out to 11 of the chains and singled out by this study, and several did respond back, saying, most of them basically said, we're working on trying to,
Did they mention hormones at all?
Not really. No, this was just antibiotics. They say other restaurants that got F's or earned zeros out of 36 possible points: Olive Garden, Papa John's, Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, KFC, Applebee's, Sonic, Chili's, Jack in the Box, Arby's, Dairy Queen, IHOP, Outback, and Little Caesars.
Wow. Outback too?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. I remember I went to Outback once a couple of years ago, probably about 10 years ago now, and we were talking to the waiter about the meat, and he was saying, we make sure it's really rare. We only cook our meat rare. So we asked him about how they make sure that there's no bacteria in the meat if they keep it rare. And he says, we put so many chemicals on that meat, nothing could live on there.
Oh, my gosh.
That's above and beyond the stuff that's in the cow. That's after the
What if their
animal's been
alligator
butchered.
has any antibiotics in it?
Alligator meat? Have you ever had that?
Oh, yeah, lots of times. Outback at least used to have an alligator tail steak on their menu.
Tastes like chicken, probably.
Kind of, sort of. It's actually very rich. I was in New Orleans once, and I had an alligator steak, and they brought it out, and it was maybe 6 inches across in diameter. I mean, it was only about, I was expecting like a steak, like a beef steak, where they bring it out, and it's maybe an inch thick or more. This thing was only like maybe 3/8 of an inch thick, and I was like going, oh, man, I'm going to end up having to order something else because I'm not going to get filled up. But the stuff was so rich that I could barely finish it all. So
I didn't realize that they had fat. Alligators have fat on them. What's the craziest thing you ever ate?
I don't know.
You don't know? I know the craziest thing I ever ate.
What'd you?
German Shepherd.
Ooh, yeah.
I was living on an Indian reservation, and this guy shot himself a German Shepherd, and he had everybody over to dinner. And let me tell you, it's not very tasty. Lots of muscle on a German Shepherd.
I would imagine so. Yeah, I think probably the craziest thing I ever ate was probably possum.
Possum pie?
No, it was possum and dumplings.
Do you know what the next big food fad is going to be here in the next 5 years? Get ready for this. Crickets and insects in general, which are already being eaten. They're already being eaten in most of the world, at least in Asia and in South America. They eat ants and roaches. And you ever watch that show Bizarre Foods, where that guy eats all kinds of stuff?
I actually had a story here. I'll have to try and find it in the break, though. There was a story out a couple of weeks ago that the World Health Organization is saying that that's going to cure obesity, is people eating bugs. People
eat bugs, high protein, low fat, low carbohydrate, and utterly disgusting. But when you can't tell they're insects, I guess it's not as bad. But sometimes you can see them squiggling around in there, the larvae and the maggots. Anyway, 831-685-1080. 831-685-1080 is our priority line number. 888-379-2552, toll free. We're coming back with your phone calls right after this. Don't go away. Let's take our first phone call of the day. Doug, what do you say?
All right, let's head to California. And William, you're on with Pharmacist Ben Fuchs.
Hey, William.
Yes, hello.
What's up?
Yeah, my question is, they diagnosed me with prostate cancer in 2009.
Okay.
And, since then, what I've been doing, because I'm a strong believer in herbs, I've been taking herbal pumpkin and pomegranate and
what do you mean?
RC berry.
What do you mean by herbal pumpkin?
Oh, no, I don't eat.
You mean pumpkin, pumpkin meat, pumpkin juice, pumpkin extract? What are you talking about here? Pumpkin seed? Pumpkin capsule.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's not a bad idea. There's zinc in pumpkin. There's essential fats in pumpkin. Both of those are helpful for the prostate. Prostate issues, well, first of all, it's a cancer. If you have prostate cancer, like all cancers, that's a sign that the body has been toxic for a long time. But the prostate is a fatty gland. So you want to start focusing on fats and minerals. Minerals are processed by the fat system of the body. So you want to think about things like vitamin E and vitamin A along with zinc and selenium. Get yourself on the Healthy Start Pack. Make sure you throw in some ProstFX. ProstFX, by the way, I'm pretty sure has some pumpkin seed in there as well. It wouldn't hurt you to throw in some extra zinc as well, too, and make sure you're using the Ultimate Selenium. The Fucoid Z and the Z Radical, both of which are made with fucoidin, are tremendously anti-cancer. All you got to do is get on PubMed.com or ScholarGoogle.com. Both of those are websites where you get scientific information. And if you Google fucoidin, which is the active ingredient in the Fucoid Z and the Z Radical, you're going to see all kinds of literature that's been done showing that fucoidin, the active ingredient in the Fucoid Z and in the Z Radical, are wonderfully anti-cancer. So make sure you're using the Fucoid and the Fucoid Z or the Z Radical. And then I like using the Ultimate Enzymes. There's also wonderful literature that supports using digestive enzymes to help with cancer, and that is taken on an empty stomach. Certainly the digestive enzymes are going to help you. The Ultimate Enzymes are going to help you with digestion, but the Ultimate Enzymes, when you take them on an empty stomach, have anti-inflammatory and anti-cancer properties too. So Healthy Start Pack, make sure you're using your ProstFX, Fucoid Z or Z Radical, Ultimate Enzymes. If you want to do a couple more things, make sure you're focusing on digestive health, especially how you process fats. You may want to grind your fats up or just eat less fatty foods. That doesn't mean that you want to stay away from your omega-6 and omega-3s and your essential fatty acids and your ultimate EFAs, and that's part of the Healthy Start Pack. Thanks for calling, William. Appreciate it, and I hope we helped you out. Who's next on the line? Doug?
All right, let's head to Dallas, Texas, and Jaita, you're on with Pharmacist Ben Fuchs.
Jaita. Hello. Yes. What's up, Jaita?
Yeah, actually, I had my gallbladder removed last year, and from then on, I have on and off digestive issues.
Yeah, interesting. You don't have a gallbladder. Your gallbladder processes fats. You want a gallbladder? Dr. Wallach calls this what does he say? Gallbladder treatment in a bottle, and that's your Ultimate Enzymes. The Ultimate Enzymes are made with bile, B-I-L-E, bile, not bio, bile, like bile salts. Bile salts are almost like the bile that you make in your gallbladder. It's a little bit different, but by making sure you're getting those after all your meals, you can mitigate or soften the blow of not having a gallbladder. Second thing you want to do is make sure that you're using your Healthy Start Pack to get your fatty vitamins. Without a gallbladder, you're running serious risks of nutritional deficiencies, especially around fats and especially around minerals. Let me say that again, that's so important. Without a gallbladder, you are running higher risks of nutritional deficiencies, especially around fatty vitamins, essential fatty acids, and also your minerals. Hang tight, Jaita. We'll finish up when we come back from our break. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to the Dead Doctors Don't Lie radio program. We'll take a commercial break and come back right after this. All right, we are back on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program talking to Jaita in Dallas. Jaita, you there?
Yes.
Okay, so here's the deal. Without a gallbladder, you're running serious risks of nutritional deficiencies around fats and fatty vitamins as well as minerals. So in addition to using your Ultimate Enzymes, which, as Dr. Wallach says, is a gallbladder in a bottle because of those bile salts. You want to make sure that you're using fatty vitamins as well as your essential fats, as well as your minerals, and of course that means the Healthy Start Pack, which will get you all of that. I throw in some Ultimate Selenium. Selenium is also processed by the fatty system of the body. And then last but most certainly not least, probiotics, good bacteria. Your Biolumin Nightly Essence, which is the best probiotic supplement I know of, is a wonderful way to make sure that your body has an extra ability to process fats being processed by these bacteria in the gut. So making sure that you're using your ultimate enzymes, getting on the Healthy Start Pack, throwing in the Ultimate Selenium, and then also your Biolumin Nightly Essence probiotics, 3 in the morning and 3 in the afternoon and 3 at night, 9 capsules a day, and that'll take care of your ability to process fats. Thanks for your call, Jaita. I hope we helped you out. Who's next on the line, Doug? Oh, did you have something else? Did Jaita? Oh, Jaita's gone. All right, who's next on the line, Doug?
All right, let's head to Jamestown, California. And Aaron, you're on with Pharmacist Ben Fuchs.
Hey, Aaron.
Hi, Pharmacist Ben.
What's going on?
Just have a question. I'm a African-American male, and I was having some sharp pains on my side of my stomach about a couple weekends ago, and went to the ER and into my doctor, and they said that looks like I had sickle cell trait in my body. He says that I guess I went out of town to Lake Tahoe that weekend, and since I was like at an elevated altitude, it flared up for some reason. So they haven't 100% confirmed it. They're still doing the lab work and everything, but I just basically wanted to know what I should do. Or
okay, gotcha. Sickle cell trait is not sickle for the listeners. I'm sure you know this, but sickle cell trait is not sickle. It's not the disease sickle cell anemia. Sickle cell is a predisposition. It just means your cells are weak, basically. So you got to take care of your body is what you want to do. You want to help your body do what it needs to do, especially around making red blood cells. So the first thing always is to work on the digestive system. And by the way, this is just a general health protocol for everybody, whether you got a health condition or whether you don't. You got to focus on digestive health. For one, if your digestive system and your ability to process foods is impaired, you're going to be malnourished. And if you're malnourished, every other system in the body is going to break down. Secondly, once the digestive system starts to become impaired, stuff can leak through, as we were talking about at the beginning of the program, stuff can leak through the digestive lining, through the intestinal lining, into the blood. And once stuff gets into the blood, it's very difficult to keep yourself healthy because the blood is the sacred space and everything in the blood gets transported to all the various parts of the body. So keeping your digestive system pristine and firing on all cylinders is job number one, whether you got sickle cell trait, whether you got cancer, God forbid, or whether you're just healthy and you want to stay that way. That means, number one, eliminating problem foods. If you don't know what those are, do a food diary, keep track of your foods and how you feel after you eat those foods. And when you spot foods that cause digestive distress, eliminate them. If I had to tell you one single thing to do for your physical health and well-being, eliminating problem foods would be at or very close to the top of the list. The second thing you want to do is start to beef up, to strengthen the digestive lining. And there's lots of ways you can do that because gut bacteria are so important, or dysbiosis, as they say, messed up gut bacteria has such a large role to play in how the body falls apart and how we degenerate. Getting on the Biolumin Nightly Essence is extremely important. Again, 3 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, and 3 at night. If you don't want to do 9 a day, at least do 6 a day. Fucoid Z can also help strengthen the digestive lining. The ultimate enzymes after all meals can be very helpful. Swig on a little apple cider vinegar after you're done with your meals. Here's a nice little tip, especially if you're an African American. You know, African Americans run a higher risk for vitamin D deficiency diseases, and vitamin D is extremely important for the health of the digestive system. It's also very important for the health of the immune system. It's important for the health of every system in the body. Making sure you're getting out in some sun can be very helpful. African Americans and folks who are dark are more prone towards having vitamin D deficiencies because they can't get the sun doesn't react with the skin cells because of the pigment in your skin. So making sure you're getting some extra sun can be helpful, or getting your vitamin D through the omega fats and the ultimate EFAs, and that means the Healthy Start Pack. Stabilizing your blood sugar is also important. As we said at the beginning of the program, sugar is very explosive. If you want to go all out with a nutritional supplement program, throw in the Sweeties and the Ultimate Selenium. Selenium is just an all-around good supplement for helping with the immune system, but it also, and the thyroid for that matter, also the skin, also balance out excess estrogen. It's also anti-cancer, and selenium can also help with the blood sugar system too. And then last but not least, especially for circulatory problems and for blood problems, making sure you're oxygenating through appropriate respiration, sitting on the couch and practicing your deep breathing techniques. Nothing will throw off your circulatory system, cause blood clotting, cause problems with your blood cells and delivery of oxygen faster than hypoxia, which is the medical term for low blood oxygen. So something as simple as sitting on the couch and practicing your deep breathing techniques. 15 seconds in through the nose, 15 seconds out through the nose, maybe 3 or 4 minutes. That's 2 breaths a minute for 3 or 4 minutes. And that'll help oxygenate the blood and keep your blood cells healthy as well. Thanks for your call, William. Who's next on the line, Doug?
Well, let's head to Texas. And Dylan, you're on with Pharmacist Ben Fuchs.
Hey, Dylan.
How you doing, sir?
What's going on?
Privilege to talk to you. Listen, I'm my daughter. I have a daughter. She's about 40, 41, 42. And she has a narcolepsy.
Okay.
And she's on this horrible medicine, Provigil, something like that.
Provigil,
yes, sir.
Yeah.
And she lost an excellent job as a result of this, and this medicine is expensive. And I was wondering if you guys have
Yes. I got a couple suggestions for you. The most important thing with narcolepsy is you want to look for other problems. Nobody just has narcolepsy. It doesn't occur in a vacuum. It occurs in an environment, a biochemical milieu of dysfunction. Something is messed up in the biochemistry. And it usually involves the digestive system. Sometimes it involves the blood sugar system. So if your daughter's 42 years old, she must know that there's something else percolating in her body. Chances are she's got some weight issues or blood pressure issues or some blood sugar issues, digestive health issues. Any of this sound familiar, sir?
Yes, sir. She does have some problems with her gums and her teeth.
Okay, all of these are good. This is all good. Now, narcolepsy, problems with the gums, problems with the teeth are secondary problems. They're not the primary problems. They are what occurs after the primary condition has been percolating along and hasn't been addressed. So we've got to get to the primary conditions, and the primary conditions are always going to involve the blood sugar system, the digestive system, and oxygenation, at least from a physical perspective. There's always spiritual and mental and emotional aspects and dimensions that need to be addressed. But from a physical perspective, you want to backtrack your narcolepsy or your daughter's narcolepsy and her gum problems and her teeth problems to problems in the digestive system, that is toxicity getting into the blood, and also problems with blood sugar. These are both of those digestive issues and blood sugar issues, as well as hypoxia or low blood oxygen, I should say. These are all associated with narcolepsy. So what you want to do is you want to, as we said with our past couple of callers, get your daughter to start keeping track of everything she's eating and then associate digestive problems, heartburn, gas, bloating, discomfort, loose stools, constipation, any digestive issues to particular foods and eliminate those foods, and then strengthen the digestive system. Also, the more we eat, interestingly, the more tired we get. So food allergens, food toxins, even regular food can cause a post-eating sleepiness. There are whole countries that shut down after lunch. They call that a siesta. And that's an aspect of the relationship between eating behavior and fatigue and tiredness. So looking to problem foods is always going to be job number one, whether you got narcolepsy or whether you got high blood pressure or you got weight problems or whatever. So look to problem foods and eliminate those foods. Using the Biolumin Nightly Essence can help purify the digestive tract. Bacteria are involved in detoxification and processing nutrients. Making sure she's using her ultimate enzymes, a little apple cider vinegar. That can help too. And of course, the Healthy Start Pack. That goes without saying. Thanks so much for your call. We got to take a break. I'm Pharmacist Ben, sitting in for Dr. Wallach today, along with Doug Winfrey. We'll be back with more of your phone calls on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie radio program right after this. Okay, we are back on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program. 831-685-1080 is our priority line number. 888-379-2552, toll free. Who's next on the line, Doug?
All right, let's head to Canada. And Ewa, you're on with Pharmacist Ben Fuchs.
Hey, what's up, Iwa?
Hi, sir. I have very big digestive problem.
Okay.
For so many years, severely constipated. Stool looks like small pellets stick together, very fatty.
Okay.
I have problem to digest proteins. Had food intolerances test shows that I have wheat and dairy intolerances.
Okay, I get the picture, my dear. I get the picture, my dear. Here's the deal. You're not alone in this, but you're smart because you know you have problems. So many people have these digestive conditions and don't even realize it. So you're ahead of the game. You're on the way to getting better once you understand that you've got the problem. So what you want to do, first of all, it sounds like you're not processing fats correctly, and this is very common with women. Women are much more likely to have gallbladder issues. Women are much more likely to have liver issues. All of this is around the hormone estrogen, which is not processed correctly under conditions of what's called dysbiosis, meaning messed up gut bacteria. So job number one, my dear, get on the Biolumin Nightly Essence, 3 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, 3 at night. I know they call it Nightly Essence, but you can take it all day long. That's step number one. Step number two, get on the Ultimate Enzymes. Use them after all your meals, especially fatty meals and especially high protein meals. Also do a little bit of apple cider vinegar with your Ultimate Enzymes. It probably wouldn't hurt you to grind your foods up as best as you can and focus on juices and soups. Cabbage soup and cabbage juice is especially helpful for the digestive system, as is fermented foods, sauerkraut. Fermented cabbage, fermented beets, fermented veggies of all kinds are very helpful for the digestive system. And again, apple cider vinegar can be helpful for the digestive system too. See if you can stay away from problem foods. It sounds like you're having problems with all foods. So the ones that cause serious problems, at least for now, try to stay away from those and make sure you're getting liquid nutrition. When you have a digestive issue, you've got a double problem. Number one, you're going to end up with toxins inside the blood. And number two, you're going to be malnourished because you're not getting your nutrients. So it's super duper important to make sure that you're on a good nutritional supplement program, especially one that features liquid nutritions. And of course, I'm talking about the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. Put a little bit in it. Don't overdo it at first because you're not going to be able to process all those nutrients if you have a history of digestive issues. So just do maybe a couple of teaspoonfuls or maybe a tablespoonful in water, in a bottle of water, and then sip on that water all day long. When you run out, do it again, and do it again, and do it again. It's much more important that you keep the Beyond Tangy Tangerine in your system all day long than it is to try to do it all at once in 1 or 2 full scoops. So focus on digestive health by using the Ultimate Enzymes, the Biolumin Nightly Essence, also the Fucoid Z, 3 capsules in the morning, 3 capsules at night, and then see if you could eliminate problem foods as best as you can. And then if you want to do a couple more things, in addition to making sure you're on the Healthy Start Pack, throw in perhaps the Ultimate Selenium and also the Ultimate Daily to make sure you're counteracting any problems that you might have with malnourishment. And it's very likely that you are malnourished. Thanks for your call. Appreciate it. And let's see if we can get one more in, Doug.
All right, let's head to Georgia. And Dolores, you're on with Pharmacist Ben Fuchs.
Hey, Dolores.
Hi, how are you?
Good deal. What's going on?
I was calling because I went to my GYN and I got a result of an abnormal pap smear.
Okay.
She said she want to watch me. She would want to do it next 6 months again because there's like information there. So I was wondering if there's something
lots you could do. Lots we could do. How old are you about?
Right. I am 49.
Okay, still getting your periods and everything working that way, or do you skip periods?
Right. Well, you know what? My period are now starting to stop. It's
How were they when they were when you were regular? Were they heavy?
Regular.
Crampy?
I always had like a 28-day cycle, and they were always pretty
always good.
normal.
Okay.
Right. So, I had a fibroids, and I did a UFE.
You had fibroids, you say?
I did.
Okay, well, let me ask you a couple more questions because we're running out of time here. Are you a round and buxom, would you say, or lean and mean? How are you built?
I need to lose about 20
Okay,
pounds.
that's good. I'm not saying that to attack you or anything. I just want to get a picture of what's going on. Sounds like you're not processing fats correctly. Whenever you have a female problem, especially if you have a history of fibroids, it usually involves the hormone estrogen. Get on the Biolumin Nightly Essence, 3 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, 3 at night. Make sure you're using your Healthy Start Pack, Ultimate Enzymes after all your meals, and focus on fats and fat absorption. I'd throw in the Ultimate Selenium, which has anti-estrogen or estrogen-blocking properties. Wish we had more time, but that's it. Thanks for listening, friends. I'm Pharmacist Ben for Doug Winfrey, Dr. Wallach, all the folks at the ZBS Radio Network. Have an awesome, spectacular, beautiful day. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye for now.
Hi everyone, Andy Anderson here. Are you using those handy little bottles of gel that zap germs, bacteria, and other nasties? In today's world, that's smart, especially with all the filthy doorknobs, shopping carts, and handrails we touch every day. Here's what you may not know. Once the alcohol evaporates, goodbye effectiveness. No more protection until you use it again. PureWorks to the rescue. Our FDA-compliant foam, lotion, soap, and spray do not rely on alcohol. Their killing power lasts up to 4 hours. PureWorks disinfecting spray is EPA certified to kill swine flu, bird flu, MRSA, HIV, hepatitis B and C, and a whole host of viruses and bacteria. Mold and fungus too. It's even safe around children and pets. You'll love the soft feel of PureWorks on your hand. It actually conditions and will not dry your skin. Here's a little peace of mind knowing your hands are still germ-free hours later. Get your hands on PureWorks and get PureWorks on your hands. Stand by. Pull out your paper and pencil for your local number to order PureWorks.
Fish has been thought of as a brain food for eons, but it's not the fish that's key. It's actually the essential fatty acids, EFAs, or omega-3s found in fish, called essential because they're necessary for good health and your body can't make them. So they must be consumed through diet or supplementation. Youngevity has developed the perfect supplement in SmartFX, an acronym for Sustained Memory and Retrieval Time, a concentration of DHA and EPA, both members of the omega-3 family, supporting neural path function and cardiovascular health for optimal mental concentration, awareness, focus, and agility. If you've got a mentally demanding career, you're a student crunching for the big test, or just want to maintain health for a sense of well-being, try SmartFX from Youngevity. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Youngevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
With increasing rates of osteoporosis, it's becoming more and more evident that most Americans have low blood levels of calcium. Some would say,
I get all the calcium I need from dairy products.
Unfortunately, that's just not true. Besides, most dairy products are homogenized and can contain steroids and antibiotics that kill off good bacteria in the digestive system. Not to mention, the human body needs magnesium to make use of dietary calcium. That's why Youngevity developed OsteoFX Plus, containing bioavailable plant-derived forms of vitamin D3, calcium, magnesium, zinc, copper, and glucosamine sulfate. OsteoFX Plus is formulated to support healthy bones and joints. Not to mention, OsteoFX Plus tastes great, unlike other products that taste like chalk or dirt. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Youngevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and Youngevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try Youngevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number, 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463. You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and Youngevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try Youngevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number, 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463. 3463.
I am Judy DeVilbus. Here I am speaking to you again. I just wanted to tell you that recently I started drinking the Whey Shakes again, the chocolate Whey Shake. And you need to remember, the Whey Shake isn't just for losing weight. It's a fantastic place to get your great protein. And if you're trying to gain weight, you can take it along with your meals. And the best part is, if you want to just have a great protein shake, do like I do. Put it over ice, stir it up, and you can sip on it for 20 minutes to an hour. I do it every single day. I absolutely love it. You need to get back to it too. It's really good for you. And it makes not fat, but it makes muscle after you work out. And you can also mix it up in a blender with an egg, and you have the most incredible health protein shake. Or mix it with a little water, stir it up, and you have a little pudding. And who doesn't like pudding?
For more information or to order, call your Youngevity distributor today. And don't forget to ask about Youngevity home-based business opportunities. You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and Youngevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try Youngevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number, 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463.
Hi, this is Dr. Joel Wallach, your host of Dead Doctors Don't Lie. If you're interested in a colon cleanse, blood cleanse, liver cleanse, in the classical herbal way, you want to ask your Youngevity associate for Herbal Rainforest. Herbal Rainforest has 16 herbs, 16 cleansing herbs, classic cleansing herbs, and 77 plant minerals. That's right, and these are all organic. It doesn't get any better than that. In your busy day, and you're around all these toxins out there in your workplace, on the way home, going to work, in your food, in the air, in the water, you need Herbal Rainforest. I guarantee you, it will give you a cleanse. You can control the dose. It's a liquid. It tastes good. It doesn't get any better than this. A colon that's happy makes you happy. Nothing better than a happy colon. Herbal Rainforest. Clean it out.
For more information on this product or others you've heard about on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie radio program, call your local Youngevity associate today. And don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
Greetings, everyone. Judy DeVilbus here. What do you think of when you hear the words tangy tangerine? Well, I think of like a sweet, tangy tasting something. Well, what I'm referring to is the ultimate tangy tangerine. It's a fantastic product. It has everything you need, and a great benefit is it's very, very delicious. It's very easy to drink. I've suggested it even to youngsters. Even children like it. Even little guys. Even little girls. They come right into my office. Their parents can't get them to take those chewables. And besides that, they're not as good as tangy tangerine. And I give them a little taste of that, and you know something? They're pleased as punch. So, if it's good for a child and it tastes delicious, why not you? There's no excuse not to take a vitamin when it tastes as good as that does. So how about it? Tangy tangerine should be the answer to all of your nutritional program problems.
For more information or to order, call your Youngevity distributor today. And don't forget to ask about Youngevity home-based business opportunities.